Have you ever wondered what true freedom really means? Well, we're going to try to answer that question in today's episode of Breaking It Down with Cade Baines. I want to first introduce you to a little book called Educated, written by Tara Westover. Educated is a memoir detailing the author's childhood preparing for the end of the world. Westover grew up in a family that tried to be as separate from the government as possible, aside from some very alarming descriptions of an extremely unhealthy lifestyle. Westover also introduces several themes that arise from various rhetorical choices she employs to convey her overall message. Today, I will be breaking down 3 pieces of evidence from Tara Westover's Educated and explain why those contribute to her overall theme of freedom and limitation. Let's get started. Our first evidence is found on page 35, where she states that choices, numberless as grains of sand, had layered and compressed, coalescing into sediment, then into rock, until all was set in stone. Westover compares individual choices to insignificant grains of sand, presenting the theme of unavoidable fate. This represents how the chaotic and unorganized lifestyle of the Westovers was inevitably going to fail, and there was nothing the dad could have done to prevent the dissolution of his family, with each of his children leaving one by one over the years. Representing the impact of the family's choices as insignificant and ultimately leading to a fixed fate, reflects the unwavering and unmoving nature of the Arizona mountains as described in the evidence. Moving on to evidence number 2 on page 78. Tara Westover claims that in her childhood she loved being there with her dance partners. She loved the sensation of conformity. Learning to dance felt like learning to belong. Westover displays a desire to find a sense of purpose when she was younger. Young Tara discovers this purpose when she participates in activities such as dance, something that her father would soon ban from the family. Her father's aversion to things that bring kids a sense of purpose further proves why the lifestyle he forced upon his family would only exacerbate the tension felt between him and his children. This tension is the reason why Tara, searching for purpose and a sense of belonging, eventually left home. This creates sharp irony, as one of the methods her father used to keep her at home, isolating her from outside contact and interaction, alternatively caused her to leave. Moving on to our third and final evidence, found on page 100, as Tara Westover is explaining how a horse, new to her family's ranch, finally accepts the saddle. She states that he had accepted the world as it was, in which he was an owned thing. While Westover is referring to her new steed, it is very clearly also reflecting the opposite of Tara's father's ideology. The horse decided that embracing the world for how it is actually brings contentment and satisfaction, even though it does have to sacrifice some of its freedom, as in donning a saddle and obeying its master. This concept is the reason why Tara's father and the lifestyle he imposes on his family creates so much tension. He refuses to give up any of his freedoms, no matter how small it may seem. This proves the theme that Westover presents throughout part 1 of her novel, that in order to achieve true freedom, we must sacrifice some of our rights. Additionally, we see this concept in subjects such as the social contract, which is an agreement between citizens and their government that the citizens will give up some of their rights so that their government can function and serve them well. And finally, we can also see this in topics such as the playground study, which examined children on a playground with a fence and children on a playground without it. And the researchers actually found that children in a playground with a fence, with set limitations and restrictions, actually freely explored their confinements more than the children without a playground, which those children stayed closer to their teacher and were too afraid to venture out. Overall, we see the theme of finding true freedom through limitations and restrictions, not only in part 1 of Educated, but also in very many aspects of our society today. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Breaking It Down with Cade Baines. She's here too.